Hello then everybody and welcome to round 6 here. We are at Russia. It is season 3 of ABRL. This is tier 2 you're watching here. 19 drivers today. Not quite everybody managing to make it, but 19 drivers, a very, very good amount to see. We've got a couple people from tier 3 here. I know Miss Lethal Pete is a tier 3 driver, along with a couple others, but this should be a very, very interesting race indeed. A lot of close driving, and there we go, someone else has just joined, so we will have a full grid. We're just waiting for Sonic, so however you say his name, I always fail. But yes, we're just waiting for him to load in, and he has loaded in. So we are ready now. We are ready. I think got the glitch there, it's not already started, I don't think. Be another minute or so. Short quali, 50% race here today. No, it is actually immediately out. We haven't got the glitch, so McLaren driver already coming out. Is that Biggest Nuts? No, that is Koi Pazonic. Just going to call him Koi, I think. Or Hyper. There we go. We'll call him Hyper. That works best. As yeah, he is now coming out the pits. If you guys have any predictions for quali or the race, please do put them in the chat. That'd be wonderful to hear. We love to hear your predictions here. Have a little discussion about that. Be interesting to see, because I'm new here. I don't know these drivers very well. This will be a surprise to me who wins this one. I know that B Hill did win the last race. He's on a medium compound tyre at the moment. Obviously, quite happy with his pace round here. So is maybe is on the maybe is on the medium compound tyre here, and maybe he could even get himself up into the top 10, and maybe even start on the medium compound tyre, and maybe be on the better compound of tyre for the start of the race. I said maybe way too many times, but that was the joke. Mr. Koa leading the way, then he'll be the first person to start a lap here in the Alpine. The McLaren driver of Hyper right behind him. And Koa actually one of the people I do know here. I've seen him race a couple times before, but I don't know what kind of pace he is compared to the rest of the drivers. So that will be the interesting part for me. As he now comes to the final couple of corners, these last boxy corners, but no, Hyper will be the first person to start a lap, overtakes him on the final corner, and will now be starting the lap here. It goes a little bit wide, will it invalidate? No, it won't. He is completely fine, gets away with it, as he now comes into turn 1. A little bit of a kink here. It's always these corners that catch out drivers, especially at the start of races, but he's taken that very nicely during quali. All it is a slight little turn of the wheel, and you're fine into turn 2 and 3 now. Takes that very nicely. Could have carried a little bit more speed there if he wanted to, but obviously just taking the first lap a little bit easy to make sure he has that. As Lefrat TV, Lefra has got himself a 5-place grid penalty for colliding with someone there. Who has he collided with? I believe that was maybe he collided with, and maybe is just starting his lap now. But somehow Lefra has got himself a 5-place grid penalty for the start of this race. Even if he qualifies on pole, he will not be starting on pole position anymore, which is a shame for him in that Red Bull. Such a shame. But hopefully he can get himself as high up as he can, see what he can do in this race. But Hyper now coming through into the final sector after the bendy straight. There's not actually a proper straight at this track, they're all bendy. But he is now making his way into the final chicane. Now he spins it though! He's not out, but he spins. He loses part of his front wing. He won't be able to go again this lap. But he spins and will not be completing a good lap there. So it will be Mr. Koa who is the first person to cross the line. What time will it be for Mr. Koa? Will this be a representative lap of his pace? We'll have to wait and see as he crosses the line. It's a 33.1 for Mr. Koa. We'll have to see how competitive that is when everyone else crosses the line. I don't actually know the pace with the new patch. But Ethan Wright with a 35.6. Does that show that Mr. Koa's fast? No, it doesn't, because B Hill goes almost a second faster on the medium compound tyre. What a lap that is from B Hill. But his teammate, HJW, goes up into first place with a 131.666. What a lap that is from him. And a Hazard goes with a 131.6 as well. So very, very tight at the front with B Hill on the medium tyre behind them. So he's looking fast as well. Maybe sets a 33.33. Kieran with a 32.7 now on that medium compound tyre. Mr. Lethal Pete, the Tier 3 driver, he has got a 134.5 on the mediums. As Airlines across the line as well on the medium compound tyre. He is the second highest medium compound tyre runner at the moment. And Professor Lenny is also across the line. In 7th place now is Professor Lenny. Ginger set a purple sector 1. Very fast looking lap from Ginge in the Ferrari. Aiden just coming into the long straight now. He will be. Blocking, unfortunately, has invalidated his lap. So this lap will not count. Looking pretty fast, though, unfortunately for him. That lap was looking decent, but he will have to just go again here. Swimay just got through the first set. Just coming into the long straight and into the third sector, he will be. Ads, though, coming through the final corner. What time will it be for Ads? Oh, don't invalidate. Across the line, goes 7th place on the SOP compound tyre. Not the cleanest of laps from him, as we saw from just that final corner. Oh, Aiden. What's happened to Aiden there? That's not where you want to be on track. Pretty much stopped there, unfortunately for him. That is a shame. A shame indeed. And Aiden crossed the line. It is invalid for Aiden, as we saw earlier. He unfortunately stopped on the track. I don't know why he did, but it must have spun and just not quite damaged the front wing. So he is fine. He's still driving around, and but unfortunately has invalidated this lap as well. It's not going very well for Aiden at the moment, is it? Blocking. C9 blocking. Let's hope he doesn't C9 and ruins his own race here. But at the moment, it's looking pretty good with the purple sector 2. Maybe that's the glitch purple sector 2, but I saw it flash up for a second. So at the moment, looking fast for blocking. Into the final chicane, takes that pretty nicely. Could have gone a little bit tighter on the first part of that chicane, but overall it is pretty good for blocking as it comes through the final couple of corners now. What's it going to be for blocking? It's a 132.5, putting him in 6th place. Couldn't pick up on this, but Ginge has gone up into 3rd place with his last lap time. So very good lap from Ginge there. Aiden still on that invalid lap from earlier. As Mason Gammon, the only person on a proper lap at the moment then, as he's coming through the 2nd sector now after a purple 1st sector, the game says. So we'll see how fast he can be. Hills, I do, because that is about the gap of the medium compound tyre. If you didn't quite warm them up properly, I think that is around the right kind of pace. Also, don't add that. I'm not logged into that on the account. I'm looking at the chat on at my account. Be easier for me to see it that way. Yeah, I think that is a low fuel run from him. He is very fast driver. Just don't think that medium compound gap. It is about that gap. Maybe he wasn't quite on the lowest fuel, but it can't have been too much off of the lowest fuel possible. Maybe a lap, just under a lap extra. As Mason Gammon goes 3rd place then with that lap time. Very good lap from the Ferrari driver, and Ferrari doing very well. 3rd and 4th at the moment. The other team doing really well. It's Haas 1st and 5th. And again, guys, if you do have any predictions for the race, please do put them in the chat and we can have a little discussion about that as the race goes along. Also, make sure you do follow the account. It is a new account, so you might not be following this one, so make sure you do that. So we unfortunately had some trouble with the previous account not being able to log in. This left rat is actually out. Did not realise that, but he is out as Aiden goes spinning. Aiden's starting to do donuts in the middle of the track. He's not having a great day at all. It's ads coming up to left rat's car now, so we should be able to see that. Just stranded. Oh, it just, of course, it disappeared as he got there, but he is out of qualifying and will be starting most likely from the back of the grid. Only minimum he will be is, well, maximum he'll be in is P18. So he'll be hoping that his teammates and Hyper crash out or just don't set lap times, which would keep him. Ethan Wright down on his time at the moment. He is on the medium compound tyre, trying a new strategy. It's not working out for him at the moment, as yeah, it's just a little bit down on his time. Maybe also on a lap. Adds his teammate just starting his. The Hazard, the man currently in second place, doing well at the moment, as he is currently up on his time. This improvement would put him into first, but Ethan Wright on the medium compound tyres put himself up into fifth place. And that's a wonderful lap time from him there, and he will be very happy with that, especially with that being on the medium compound of tyre. HAW has improved in his time. He's gone fastest once again, and that's a 31.2. What a lap time that is from HAW. What a lap time, as now the Hazard in NFO is just about to cross the line as well, but it is invalid for the Hazard, so we'll be going again next lap. But as he crosses the line, it's not too bad. Obviously, would have slowed down a little bit because he invalidated, but still not a bad time in the slightest there. Biggest nuts just letting people through as Swim A activating the DRS, coming down the curved straight now, looking to set a better time. Well, looking to set a time at the moment, hasn't quite set one. Looking to get up into the top 10. What time will it be for Swim A here then, as he's coming through the final sector now, through the final chicane? How well can they take this? It's a pretty tricky set of corners here. Very, very reliant on grip, but does that quite nicely there. Bumps over the curb a little bit too much on the outside, actually loses the rear end slightly, but manages to hold it together. Coming through the final corner now, what would it be for Swim A? It's a 31.2, his fastest for Swim A. I said he was aiming for top 10, he was aiming for pole. What a lap time that is from Swim A. What a lap time indeed. Oh, the Hazard has spun. So after a failed first attempt of this lap, his second attempt has gone even worse. He spun and damaged his front wing. How much time is left in qualifying? He's got time. He has got enough time, as B Hill on the softs goes first. What a lap time that is from B Hill. Provisional pole position for the Haas driver. It's first and third for Haas at the moment. Now that was definitely a low fuel run. If it wasn't, he's a fast man. Biggest nut just starting his lap as well. Ethel Pete also starting his lap. Professor Lenny, 4 tenths up, almost 5 tenths up actually, in the first sector alone actually. So he is flying at the moment on that soft compound tyre. Was on the medium compound tyre before, but now absolutely smashing it. And Professor Lenny looking to improve here, activates the DRS. They're going to run out of fuel at the end of this lap, so they've got to make this one count. They've got to make sure that this happens. They're still around the same up, so that wouldn't actually improve them any positions at the moment, which is a shame. They've got to make sure they improve by more than this, but no, they won't. They're out. They've spun and they're out. Professor Lenny, unfortunately for him, is out of qualifying. That time will still stand. So, again, could start in P14. Just depends on what the other guys can do, unfortunately for him. Though he will not be competing in the remaining 4 or 5 minutes of qualifying. Ginger now looking for a fast lap. We know how fast this man is. He was provisional P3 earlier. I forgot to pick up on Kieran going up into 6th place. Good lap from him. Biggest Nut gets 8th place with his lap time. Very good lap time there. Miss Lethal Pete has spun. He's got no front wing at all. Something's gone very wrong for Miss Lethal Pete there. Aiden looking to improve as well. Activating the DRS down the curvy straight here. And not set a lap time yet. So, purple sector 2 though for Aiden. This could be a very, very fast lap time. Could be pole challenging for Aiden here. The Williams driver, can he make that happen? Can he join his teammate, the Hazard, up in the top 5 maybe? And coming through the final couple corners, we're on board with him. Will he make this count? Can he make it count? Has he crossed the line now? What time will it be? It's 7th place for Aiden. What a time that is from Aiden, up into 7th place. That is a very, very good lap time indeed. The slowest, though, of the ones in the 31s. And Ginge yet to complete his second lap time, although he has invalidated this one. NJ Railines is currently on a fast lap, 5 tenths up. What time will it be for him? We shall have to wait and see. Airlines is really, really pushing the car now through the final corner. What would it be for Airlines? It is 4th place for Airlines. That's a wonderful time. Improves by a whole second. That just shows the difference between the medium and the soft compound tyre, and it's slightly worn as well. That is wonderful. Miss Lethal Pete, you do just about have time if you come out now. You've got to speed up, but yeah, you do have time. Just about. Thank you, B Hill, for atting everyone. Very nice of him. If you are just joining us at the moment, it is B Hill on provisional pole. 2 minutes left of qualifying, Sume second. And it is HJW in third. Haas having an absolute stormer. Professor Lenny and Lefrat, unfortunately, out of qualifying. Both crashing out. Don't know how Lefrat did it. We saw how Lenny did it, and Hyper joins them. Hyper joins them. Gets on the throttle too early, and he'll be starting from the back of the grid now. Lefrat's been saved. He'll be starting only on the back row, not quite in last. And Hyper has had an absolute mare there. Coming out the final corner as well. Just bins it in the wall. Tried to get the best X he possibly could early on the throttle. And unfortunately for him, it is ended in his demise. Ethan just starting his lap. Blockin also starting his lap now. Maybe is just coming through the second sector now of his lap. And adds... didn't quite improve on his last lap. He's struggling at the moment. But maybe 1/10 up. That won't be enough to make him improve just yet. Miss Lethal Pete giving a nice little toe there. So that's nice of Lethal Pete. Now he's got 50 seconds to make the line. Does all the people who are on their outlaps. And Mason Gammon and Railines, I don't think will make the line. Neither will Ginge, Biggest Nut, and Mr. Koa. They will not make the line, it seems. With only 35 seconds to go, they're not out the pit lane. And will not be reaching the line to start a new lap. But maybe about to finish his lap now. As he's coming through the final couple corners. Passes the pit entry, sorry. As he's coming through the final corner now. What time will it be for maybe? He just improves, but it's nowhere near enough to move him up a position. Ethan Wright, though, up 4 tenths at the moment. 4.5 tenths. And he was on the medium compound tyre last time. So that soft compound tyre giving a lot more speed, a lot more grip. What can he do here? What can he do as he comes through the final couple corners? Time is up. What will it be for Ethan Wright? He goes up into 6th place. That's a wonderful time from him. Joins his teammate in the top 6. Where will he come by the end, though? There's a lot of people left to go. Aiden, unfortunately, has invalidated his lap. Blocking across the line. He doesn't improve. Maybe currently up slightly. Sume's gone fastest. First man in the 30s. Sume proves his worth. Goes up into 1st place. Now B Hill and HJW have the pressure piled onto them. They would have seen that happen. They will know exactly what's going down, and they will feel the pressure as Hazard. He was 2 tenths up in Sector 1, then crashed in Sector 2, and is now out of qualifying after damaging his front wing severely. HJW goes up into 2nd place, but it's not enough to challenge for May. And B Hill's currently 1/10 down on his time. B Hill might not be able to improve here. Unless he has an absolute stormer of a Sector 3. It looks like he'll be starting in P3. What time will it be for the Haas driver? It is 2nd. He manages to improve in the end. But he cannot challenge for May. We're starting on the front row, but not quite on pole. Still got a couple more people to cross the line, though. We got maybe about to cross the line. What time to be for him? He improves and goes up a position there, so maybe up into 12th. Miss Lethal Pete will be the last person to cross the line, doesn't improve. What a qualifying that was then. What a quali. And it's Swimay on pole. B Hill in second. Sorry, I just dropped my water bottle there. B Hill in second. It's HJW in third. Railines in fourth. Hazard fifth. Ethan Wright sixth. Mason Gammon in seventh. Kieran eighth. Aidan ninth. Ginge 10th. Biggest Nut 11th. And it's 12th. 12th is maybe. 13th C9 block in. 14th Mr. Koa. 15th Ads. 16th Mr. Lethal Pete, and then you've got the guys who crashed. The real legend didn't actually set a lap time, so weird from him. But Mr. Lethal Pete didn't quite improve there. But Lenny, Left Rat, and Hyper all crashed out in this qualifying, unfortunately, for them. What's going to happen in this race then? We shall have to wait and see. We've got all 20 drivers now. It's very, very close from start to finish of this grid. And with a team in second and third, the Haas team looking so strong. Can that strategy pay off for them here? Can they get a good strategy and help themselves win this race together? We shall have to wait and see what goes down. I'm pretty sure some team strategy will be going down between them. They'll be messaging each other, making sure that they're doing everything right. Whereas Swimay is isolated at the front there. His teammate down in P19. So not very helpful for him. And maybe Lefray can get himself up the order a little bit more. Score points for Red Bull. Because Swimay is very, very much isolated on the front row. If you guys got any predictions to the race, put them in the chat. Love to have a little discussion about that. As we go around the formation lap. And remember guys, do make sure you follow this account as it is a new one. You might not be following this one quite yet, so make sure you do that. And yeah, you'll get notified about all of the races that ABRL do. Tier 1, 2 and 3. It's Tier 1 on Wednesday. Obviously, Tier 2 on Monday, which is what we're doing currently. Tier 3, I'll forget when it happens, because it's irrelevant. It's Tier 3. Just joking. So, the only drivers deciding to go for the medium compound tyre there is Biggest Nut and maybe, and Left Rat as well. So, Left Rat is actually starting in last. So, for Red Bull, it's a big Red Bull sandwich for all of the drivers here. It's Left Rat in 20th and Swimay in 1st. But Left Rat on the medium compound tyre. Biggest Nut and maybe also going for the medium compound tyre. The better strategy in theory. Whereas every single other driver has gone for the softs and has gone for the basic, boring strategy. Obviously, these guys warming up their tyres here, making sure their tyres are nice and toasty for the start of this race. I don't want them freezing, otherwise they will be in the mud almost, as they'll get a really bad start. And for such a long start finish straight as well, that is not what you want. Such a long run down to turn 2. Turn 1 doesn't really count, but such a long way down to turn 2. There's no way that if you get a bad start, you're going to be able to hold your position. Unless you're in 20th, then you'll hold your position, but otherwise you will not. Right then, they're forming up onto the grid. We'll just wait for these guys to form up then. The 5 red lights will go on, then they'll go off, and then we will be underway for the start of this 27 lap race here at the Sochi Autodrom in Russia. Yeah, wish you luck, Miss Lethal Pete. You're not in the greatest position for the starts, down in 16th. But as Valtteri Bottas proved a couple of years ago, the toe is what you need at this track. You either want to start first or third. Second is not where you want to start. So B Hill might be in the mud here, but he should be fine as we have 5 red lights. And it's go here at Russia for ABRL. Tier 2, round 6. And as I said, B-Hill with a bad start. He is being swamped by Rareline here. Rareline's going for the move. Down the inside, but B-Hill cuts him off. It's Rareline still going for the move. No, he can't make it happen. Oh, Hazard. It's not Hazard, sorry, it's Aiden. Oh, Aiden's gone for a massive dive and lost completely his front wing. He is down into last. But it is Rareline making his way up into third place. Round the outside of the Haas driver of HW. Oh, we've got Hazard. Oh, and Hazard's out, surely. He's not out of the race. Somehow his car is held together. What happened there? He is down with his teammate now in last and second last. And Williams have got to double stack this as well. And Hyper's got a 5-second penalty as well. Ginge makes up a move on the Haas driver of HW. Definitely got some damage because he's gone from 3rd to 7th in just over a sector and a half. That was a ridiculous start there. With Lethal Pete making the move on Biggest Nut here around the outside. He's on the soft compound tyre. He's on the better tyre than Biggest Nut and maybe. Mr. Lethal Pete with an absolutely beautiful start. And he's made his way up into P9 now. Oh, no, he's not. He gets punted. Commentators curse. He gets punted off by Biggest Nut. We have a virtual safety car. Ethan Wright, something's happened to him. He's spun off and is in the wall. Don't know whether he has his whole front wing still. Yes, he does. Somehow he's managed to hold his front wing. And he is fine. Lefrat from last to 11th. That's a wonderful start from him. HJW did have damage. He's had to pit. So the Biggest Nut, the real legend, blocking Hyper Wright. Ethan Wright is now out. He's retired from the session in the pits. Aiden and Hazard all in the pits. The bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all in the pits. That is ridiculous. Still under virtual safety car here. The race is neutralised. They have to keep under a delta. They're going to be careful here, though, for penalties. They're going to make sure they don't get a drive-through for going too fast. Lefrat, though, last to 10th in a lap. What a start that is from him. Let's look at the other biggest winners from the start, then. So he's up 10 position. Professor Lenny up 8. Mr. Koa up 6. Maybe up 5. Ginge up 5. Biggest losers are HJW. He's down 9. Aiden's down 8. And the Hazard is down 14. That is a shame for him. And we're back racing now. As Lefrat seems to be going for a move here. No, he's actually being hassled by ads in the Alpha Tauri. Lefrat's going to try and hold him back here. He's going to try and hold this position. He's being hounded by the Alpha Tauri coming into the end of this straight. But no, the Alpha Tauri can't quite get past yet. This track not known for its overtaking, more known for its strategy. We'll see whether anyone can make some good overtakes here. I did commentate on a race yesterday at Monaco, and there was some wonderful overtakes. So that proves that anything can happen in league racing. We shall have to see. As Lefrat still defending from Ads, still almost side by side through that corner. Ads getting a little bit frustrated, you can tell. He's really struggling to keep himself behind. He's really trying to push and get ahead here. As Professor Lenny going for the move on Koa, surely he's going to try this. No, he's not, because Koa also has that DRS. That is the problem for Lenny at the moment. Ads couldn't quite catch up with Lefrat either. Unfortunately for him, he's just not quite close enough. Maybe he'll be close enough coming into turn 4 as he now comes through the very, very long left-hander. Can he go around the outside into the right-hander? Yes, he can. He's through. What a move that is from Ads down the inside of turn 3, round the outside of 4. That is a beautiful, beautiful move there. And Sume is actually pulling away here, the Red Bull driver. 2.4 seconds in the lead. And B-Hill's being held up, is actually holding up Rarelines at the moment. And we got a spinner, it seems. We got someone going slowly at least, and it's actually Hyper. He is out. We have another virtual safety car. And he's actually crashed as well. Somehow crashed on the start-finish straight. Don't know how that's happened. Must have just lost the rear end, and he is out. We have a virtual safety car neutralising the race again. Will this turn into a full safety car? We'll have to see. Unlikely, I would think. They're quite far away. Just get that car pushed to the side, and they'll be fine. The car is cleared. We'll be able to get back racing in just a second then. And Kieran pitting now. So Kieran has decided he needs to pit, whether that's through damage or else he has to pit. It is through damage. He is having to change his front wing now. Koa going for a move on maybe here. Or is he going to have to... This is really weird. It says virtual safety car, but people seem to be racing. Yeah, it's still virtual safety car. My bad. It just seems like they're racing here. As Mason Gammon gets 3-second time penalty for track limits under the virtual safety car. How'd you do that? How has Mason managed that? Who knows? But he has. And Ads gets a drive-through penalty. The man currently in 10th place gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. And that will not help his race pursuits out at all, unfortunately for him. As now maybe will be chasing down Ginge here. He'll be trying to make the move, make up for his teammate's mistake under the virtual safety car, where his teammate has just managed to get himself a drive-through. His Ads now, he's spun off, or something's happened to him. He's still got a full front wing, so he's fine. Something's happened there as Rareline's getting a move on Bill. He's made it happen. He's up into 2nd place and will now start chasing down the leader Swim A in the Red Bull. Should we see a massive battle here? We'll have to wait and see, because Rareline's looking fast at the moment. He'll just have to shake Bill, though, before he can do anything spectacular. Maybe also pushing Ginge at the moment to his limits. He'll have the DRS down the main straight. Will he be able to make a move of some kind here? He gets on the throttle, activates the ERS. Maybe even the DRS in just a second. Mr. Koa has had to pit as well. The Alpine driver putting into pits. We'll see whether that is a wing change or not. There won't be any moves down into turn 2, so don't worry. Everyone is just too far back. As Ads is out, he's decided to retire in the pits. He doesn't think the race is worth doing with a drive-through. Yes, Mr. Koa having to change his front wing. He's gone to the mediums. Maybe till the end of the race, we'll have to wait and see. As HJW sets fastest lap, that shows his intent here. Currently in P10 after Mr. Koa's pit stop. And HJW really looking to make some moves. As B-Hill has got up into 2nd place because Rareline just spun. He's got no front wing. It's come crashing down, literally, for Rarelines. And he is, it's not gone very well for him there. Down into P8 and with no front wing. He'll be caught by Kieran by the end of this lap, because he's very early on in the lap as well. And will then have to pit afterwards. Possibly down into even last place for Rarelines, depending on how fast he can get around the track. Maybe getting close to Ginge. Maybe can get past here. No, he can't quite. He looked at the move, but decided against it in the end. That DRS just not quite powerful enough this time round for him. Professor Lenny goes for a dive, or maybe though. Professor Lenny out of nowhere takes the position. He says, thank you very much. That's mine. I'm up into 5th place, thank you. And Alfa Romeo driver forcefully takes the position as B-Hill pulls into the pits. Ginge gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Professor Lenny chasing him down with that DRS now. And but Professor Lenny is just too far back at the moment. Hazard's out! Hazard, the man who started in P4, I believe, P5, sorry, is down into P17 and out. We have a full safety car then. And this will back the grid right the way back up. Rarelines has been saved. B-Hill pitted. Not quite at the perfect time. He should have waited one more lap, unfortunately, for him. Yeah, literally the worst time possible. It's not that bad, as long as he speeds it up and catches up to everyone else. But, yeah, not great for him. Not great for him on that one. And lots of other people might be able to take the mediums to the end as well. So that's a shame for him. You guys aren't very chatty in the chat, are you? Not very vibrant chat. That's fine. If you want to be vibrant, send some messages. But at the moment, not a very vibrant chat. Right then, so the tyres people are on at the moment is as follows. So the top 6 have not pitted yet. Everyone else has. And the top 6 are on softs, mediums. B-Hill has just pitted onto the hards, unfortunately for him. That's not good. That is not good. Yeah, wheel glitches don't exactly help, do they? When you're racing. Codemasters, fix your game, please. Professor Lenny and Ginge and Mason Gammon and Swime have all pulled into the pit. Swime already on that medium compound tyre, already coming round. And it looks like, unfortunately for B Hill, he will be overtaken. He will not be overtaking any of the other drivers. Maybe hasn't pitted yet because he was on the... Yeah, I did see, actually, Miss Lethal Pete. I caught that. Don't worry, Pete. I got you. Caught that on stream. Yeah. Unfortunately for you, that did happen. B Hill, will he overtake any more people who are in the pits? Maybe, just about. Maybe you can get... Maybe you can get him. Yes, I think just about B Hill's managed to take that. Who knows? Who's ahead? Yeah, it is B Hill just ahead of Ginge. That's one less person he has to overtake then. Everyone's gone to the medium compound tyre, so B Hill on the hards, everyone else on the mediums. That's a shame. Yeah, I think he just outbraked himself, mate. Or maybe he wasn't expecting you to brake so early or something. He just outbraked himself and straight into a loop. In fairness, they did also ruin themselves as well. But at the moment, it is maybe leading. Oh, I dropped my phone. That's not good. Onto a bit of metal as well. Please don't be cracked. It's all good. Maybe is leading on 6-lap old mediums. It's Swim A in second. It's Mason Gammon third. Professor Lenny fourth. B Hill fifth. Ginge sixth. HAW in 7th. Left Rats in 8th after starting in last. Aiden 9th. Mr. Koa 10th. Rare Lines 11th, Pete 12th, Kieran 13th, Biggest Nut 14th, The Real Legend in 15th, he's had a very quiet race, and Blockin in 16th. Everyone else has retired from the race. Only one person hasn't pitted, that is maybe, hasn't quite pitted yet. And will that be a good or bad decision here from maybe? We'll have to wait and see. Later on in the race. And Biggest Nut! His race is ruined. He's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And, yeah, that's not gone very well for Biggest Nut then, has it? As he is in that group of the final people to reach the safety car. They are about 20 seconds behind it at the moment. Just got to pick up the pace a little bit and then catch up. She's 25 seconds away from it. And Biggest Nut's going to get a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags as well. Oh, Biggest Nut, what's gone on? He's probably just going to pull into the pits and retire, I would think, after a 5 second and a drive-through. It's just not worth it at that point. Yeah, he's pulling into pits, and I would assume would retire. Miss Lethal Pete in the pits. Why is Miss Lethal Pete in the pit lane? He's gone on to the mediums. Maybe just deciding, okay, I'm going to pit till the end of the race. Here we go. And just taking a hit. Yeah, Biggest Nut has retired now. So, 15 drivers left, then we've already lost 5 drivers, 8 laps in. And if you do the maths on that, we'll have, by lap 24, we will have 5 drivers left, if it stays like this. So, let's hope not. Let's hope that more than 5 drivers are left by lap 24. And we can see more than just a podium finishing at the Russia here. Obviously, a tighter track than most, because it's not considered a road course, but when you look at it, it is pretty much a street track, as the walls are very, very close, not much runoff, and yeah, just one of those tracks is a bit odd, kind of in between, a bit like Canada or the Australian Grand Prix. It's kind of like a hybrid almost. It is a proper track, but at the same time, there's not much runoff, so it isn't a proper track. So I can see why people are crashing out quite a bit here. It's very inviting, but then smacks you down like a hammer as soon as you make one mistake. Especially on this corner as well. This corner's the devil's corner. If you look up on the inside, you're going straight into that wall. But the safety car is coming in on this lap, and trust me, I have experience with that. Not the greatest driver myself. And we will be getting underway then, as someone gets a penalty there. A shame for them, but maybe gets us back underway now. Starts us off, and it's a bad start from him. Swime immediately on his rear end, immediately trying to make the move. And he's activated the ERS and will be going for a move down the inside into turn 2, I would think. But slight little tap of the rear end there. But it's Ginge going for the move on B-Hill. B-Hill actually trying to hold on, and he does hold on somehow. B-Hill is still in 5th place there. But Ginge still looking for the move round the outside here. Can he move down the inside into turn 4? Well, can he make it happen? Can he hold on? No, he can't. B-Hill, the master of defending round the outside, as Professor Lenny going for the move down the inside on Mason Gammon. Can Mason Gammon hold the outside line just like B-Hill earlier? Doesn't look like it at the moment, as Professor Lenny is slightly ahead, going into the next right-hander. But no, Mason Gammon still ahead. Down the inside, Mason Gammon still going, still holding on, pushes Professor Lenny slightly wide. And Professor Lenny's still going to go for the move. They're still side by side here. Professor Lenny gets hit, and Professor Lenny is round and loses part of his front wing. That is Mason Gammon's fault, in my opinion. And Professor Lenny is down into almost last place. The real legend. Something's gone on with him there. I don't know what, but something's happened. HJW still fighting here on that hard compound tyre. He's thinking that will make the end of the race. So he's just going to keep pushing all over and over. He started in P3, so still down on where he started after a bad start. So we'll keep pushing and keep trying, but it's not looking great for HJW at the moment as Swime sets fastest lap. He overtook fairly through the lap. He overtook halfway through the lap. He's already 2 seconds in the lead. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous driving from Swime there. Mason Gammon trying to chase him down and keep up, but no, it's just not happening. And B-Hill will be looking for the move, or maybe now, after being promoted up into P4 because of Professor Lenny's collision with Mason Gammon. As Left Rat getting past Ginge there. Left Rat showing his pace, and is now that support driver that Swime needed. Unfortunately, over him, he's going to have to pit again in this race. He's on the soft compound tyre, and that's not making the end. Unfortunately for him, that will not make the end of the race. That will last him another 5 laps, I would say, at maximum. So he'll have to pit again, and that will ruin his race slightly. As Kieran's out! Ads has left, but he was already out. And we have a safety car. Left Rat will surely pit onto the mediums. Everyone will surely pit onto the mediums and go for the end of the race here. Ah, yeah, the Aston Martin safety car. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, the Aston Martin safety car is at this track. Very, very nice indeed. Very, very nice. But we get to see it again now as well. We get to see it again. What a pleasure. We get to see a safety car again. Maybe pulls into the pits now as well. B-Hill overtakes him on the way into the pits. Slightly controversial, but he's done it nonetheless. And B-Hill is up into 3rd while in the pits. Yeah, I think the move now is to go onto the mediums till the end of the race. As I don't think you can get the mediums that other people were on quite to the end of the race as well. But we'll see. We'll see. So it'll be, yeah, B-Hill onto the mediums. Maybe onto the hard because he has to. Maybe was on the medium compound tyre before. So now maybe is on the hards because you need to use 2 compounds of tyre, and he wouldn't have done so if he went on to the mediums again. Sorry if maybe is pretty tongue twistery, isn't it? Yeah, beautiful safety car that Aston Martin. Chef's kiss with that safety car. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. Speaking of Aston Martin, they've got one driver in P6 at the moment, after being in P2, then spinning out and dropping down the order. He's back up into P6, although on worse compound tyre than nearly everyone else. But he should be able to make the end of the race. So Real Legend's gone onto the soft there. That's an interesting decision. That's not making the end of the race. That'll get him to around lap 20. Maybe go softs again, but weird decision there. And we shall see. Airlines, that his teammate, unfortunately, Ethan Wright, the first man to retire down in P20, obviously. Right, we should be able to get back racing next lap. because we're still waiting for the real legend and Professor Lenny to get back onto the back of the pack. Professor Lenny, after his collision earlier on, was looking so strong, and now unfortunately down into P14, the lowest position possible. Oh, something's happened with Sume there. Sume suddenly dropped a position as Mason Gammon disqualified for overtaking the safety car. He's overtaken the safety car and is out of the race. He's been disqualified, and we are now left with 13 drivers. His AI still deciding to drive on though. That's not even a pit. That's not even a steward entry zone. I was going to say, if he's pulling over there, it was steward entry zone. That is. I don't know why I didn't just put into the pits, but hey ho. He is down his P20 and out of the race. If that was a glitch or not, he is out, and there's nothing the stewards can do about it. It's just a glitch, unfortunately. Gin's the only man with a penalty at the moment. That is a 3-second, I believe. Yes, 3-second for track limits. And he'll be carrying that till the end of the race. Probably won't get that removed either. Professor Lenny and the real legend switching places more than I would expect. Very weird under the safety car to be switching place every 2 seconds, but they're fine. Right then, who is going to come out best after the safety car restart? Is coming in this lap. Who can get the win here? As we're on lap 12 of 27. We'll be back racing on lap 13 of 27 here at Russia at the Sochi Autodrom. And it's Tier 2 ABRL round 6. So mate, we'll get us started. Ginge will be looking to latch onto his back and be dragged along. And HAW will be looking for a miracle on those hard compound tyre here. Here we go. It will be going now. He's gone now, and Ginger with a really bad start. HAW not with a great start either. It's the best start actually came from Sume. Very well done from him. But Aiden also with a good start there as well. Lethal Pete with a good start, but not as a good start as C9 blocking. C9 blocking right on the back of rail lines there. Is he close enough to make a move down into turn 2? No, he's not. Maybe though, is on B Hill and they collide. Maybe he's round. Oh, Koa's out. Oh, that's a shame for Koa. Maybe was spun, and Koa trying to just take the line. Unfortunately hits maybe's rear end and spins maybe round even more. But Koa out due to that collision. We will not be having a safety car. Miss Lethal Pete is past Professor Lenny now, but looks to have some kind of wing damage because struggling at the moment is Miss Lethal Pete there. Possibly side pod damage because very slow around the corners. Yeah, massive understeer. I can't quite see any damage, but I'm sure there must be some. People don't drive that like that normally. Aiden trying to make a move for the podium here. Round the outside of HAW. Can he make it happen now down the inside? Surely he can make this happen. But no, HAW with a wonderful defence. He's still going for it down into the chicane, but he can't make that happen as he's being hounded by rail lines behind. He's being hounded by Blockin. Blockin will be looking for the move on rail lines in just a couple laps time, especially when that DRS gets reactivated again. And B Hill right on the back of Blockin now as well as Swime sets fastest lap of the race. He is looking so fast at the moment. So fast. Mr. Lethal Pete has pitted. He must have had some kind of wing damage. Yes, he did. And had too much understeer. It would be worth, though, just keep on going in this race because there's only 12 drivers left. Not even halfway through. Well, we are now halfway through. But yeah, I'd say just keep going over and over again. As we've got a yellow flag, Aiden has spun, Aiden round and down. Down positions is Aiden, down into P11 now. Rarelines gets overtaken now. Rarelines has made a mistake. He's got no front wing. That might explain why Aiden is round as well. Aiden's retired. Rarelines are going to have to pit, and he's going to be so slow for a lap. This is why Mr. Lethal Pete needed to keep going. Aiden's out of the race. Mr. Lethal Pete will gain another position. He'll be up into 11th. And Rarelines just understeer central here with no front wing. That just shows how bad it is. Look at... We'll just go on board with him here. We'll see him going around this corner. Just look at that. How slow he's having to take the corner and how slow the car's turning. It's just undrivable at that stage. And he's doing quite well at the moment to hold it together. But when you make a mistake, it's a massive mistake with no front wing. DRS is enabled, though, for the rest of the field. If you're within 1 second of the car ahead, you get to open that rear wing. You get about 12 miles an hour extra pace as you go for this. B Hill going for the move round the outside now into turn 1, and his teammate lets him through very kindly indeed. As maybe gets past the real legend. No, he doesn't. He goes so deep, has to go through the little chicane. But on this game, the chicane, you can just fly through and not hit those bollards. It's very, very easy to just chuck it through and be completely fine. And HJW gets a penalty there. Unfortunately for him, he gets a penalty. And now second, third, and fourth all have penalties. Promoting C9 blocking up into P3 at the moment. The podium. Oh, and Mr. Lethal Pete's made another mistake. He is spun. And is that a front wing changing spin? Doesn't look like it. Seems like he has his whole front wing still. Which is good for him. Whoa, blocking. Getting very out of shape there. I think he just tapped the rear end there of the car ahead and messed up the balance. His teammate gets through, so Professor Lenny up into 5th place now. Now Blocking's got to hold back Left Rat. The Red Bull driver looking for redemption after the bad quali. Already got half redemption, but needs the whole thing as B Hill is on a charge, sets fastest lap. He'll definitely want second place, if not the win. He'll definitely want the win, but is that slightly out of touch? Is that just too far out of touch for him? Blocking making the move on his teammate here. No, he can't. He backs out of it at the last second as Lenny gets a penalty. Maybe Lenny will let Blocking through now, but Left Rat's going for the move. Left Rat eyeing up the move on Blocking, but it's not going to happen. He thought about it. He did think about it. He tried to go around the outside, but it just didn't quite work out for him. Now Left Rat still pushing to try and overtake Blocking, but maybe trying to go around the outside of Real Legend, and Real Legend goes deep, and maybe is through, it seems. Maybe, yes he is, he's through up into 8th place. The Real Legend though does a switchback. What a move from the Real Legend there to get that switchback in, and up into 8th place once again, but goes wide again. So we'll have to fight once again, maybe though this time is through, secured the 8th place. Just Blocking down into 7th. Left Rat is through now. Blocking, dropping places like no man's business. But Left Rat gets really squirmy out that corner. Can this open the door for Blocking? No, it won't. Unfortunately for Blocking, Left Rat managed to catch it very nicely. And that does not help him through. B Hill, though, within DRS range of Ginge, the Ferrari driver, will be shaking in his boots, pushing as hard as he can to try and defend this position. Now go on board with B Hill as he's trying to make this move happen. Down. Through turn 1 now. I think he's just too far behind this time round for him. Maybe next time though. Maybe into turn 4 as well. Professor Lenny round the outside of HJW into turn 1. Very nicely done. But HJW coming at him round the outside of turn 3. Surely not. Surely HJW can't make this happen. No, he can't. Unfortunately for HJW and the Haas team, he can't quite hold on. We've got a yellow flag and Oh, Miss Lethal Pete's out. And we have a full safety car. Now that saves a lot of drive. I feel like everyone's going to pit here. Can you make that soft compound tyre last till the end of the race? I had side and floor damage. That's a shame, Pete. That's a shame. Just keep watching the stream, though. You might as well. You got my lovely voice to serenade you. Again, yes, I made that sound weird on purpose. Right, will they pit here? I'm expecting Swimmy and Ginge to definitely pit. B Hill might not, but again, I would expect him to pit. Professor Lenny might not. HAW will most definitely pit, so we'll block in on 10 lap old mediums, and maybe we'll want to get off those hards. Most definitely wants to get off those hards, as the real legend and rare lines won't be able to take those tyres to the end. So we'll also probably pit as well. So Ginge not pitting there. That's interesting. Every other driver so far has decided to pit. Even blocking and do a double stack with his teammate has decided to pit. So that's an interesting one. Even he has decided to do that. Yeah, he's being held up there. Not too long though. He almost pulled into the garage then. That was weird. We're going on. Yeah, everyone on the softs then till the end of the race. And this will truly decide it now. Rareline thinks his tyres can make the end, so we'll just gain track position on 3 drivers. It looks like he'll be able to get it off of, as VRL Kieran has finally decided to leave after retiring much earlier on in the race. So Rareline's up into 8th place, only gaining 2 places due to pit stops. And the real legend must not have had another set of softs. He's one of 2 drivers on the mediums then. Ginge also decided not to pit and just go with track position, try and hold people back. He thinks he can defend well enough, or maybe just forgot. Maybe he just straight up forgot to pit and is now going to pit at the end of this lap, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Only maybe knows, because maybe knows. That might make sense. Ginge on AI. That's a shame then. If he was on AI and wasn't concentrating, he might now have to just stick with that decision. But Swime, we know how fast he is. He's B Hill's got to hope that Swime gets a penalty here. Otherwise, B Hill is screwed. And he won't be able to win this race. But if B Hill can jump Swime at the start, he can definitely take P2. He'll get past Ginge pretty easily on those really old tyres. So B Hill looking for a P2, definitely. Maybe a P1 as he gets a 5-second penalty for a collision there. Swime with a penalty. Actually, Swime with the only one with a penalty there. So actually, B-Hill was the one who made that contact. And Ginge does put into pits. I am aware it's in 720p. It's just to make sure that, just to make sure that it doesn't do stupidness. Doesn't look too bad. I know that. So, yeah, I'll just do it 720p. Because I don't want to... I prefer it being slightly worse quality than lagging and literally blurry. So, yeah. That's my opinion on it anyway. If you want me to change it up, I can for the next race, but, yeah. Yeah, so B-Hill will get removed, will it? Okay, you just got to make sure you don't get 2 more warnings, though. That's the difference. You've got to make sure you don't get 2 more warnings. We'll actually have a look at the warnings now. Race director. Swime has got one warning over the whole race. That's not good news for B-Hill. So he's got warning, penalty, and 2 warnings. He can only get 1 more warning, and that will mean that he'll still get a penalty. And Professor Lenny, 3 warnings for him, so that's just that 1 penalty. And HAW on that left rats. Ooh, I'm pretty sure they must be for contact or something to do with the white line. And Blockin has also got himself a penalty as well. Rail lines on 3 warnings. Some of them must have been for collisions. Maybe. Also with 1 warning. Ginge with many warnings. The real legend with 3 warnings, one of them probably for contact. And that is the top 10, the only guys still racing. We have 10 drivers left in this race then. What will go down? Lefrat, as it stands at the moment, will take P1, obviously with B Hill and Swimmey's penalties being... Oh, no! It hasn't happened, surely not. HJW has spun under a safety car. Oh, how stupid can it get? There's still one more lap under safety car, it'll just be in 10th, but... Oh, no! HJW, what have you done? What have you done? And we're underway. I didn't realise safety car actually was coming in this lap. So Ginge actually dropping down a position there. The real legend making a move on him. He's up into P8 and HJW making the move. Trying to, anyway, as Ginge trying to make the move on Real Legend. But it's HJW round the outside of Ginge there. Somehow has made that happen. Will have the inside line through turn 3 and the outside through turn 4. Can HJW hold on? Can he take the P9 back? Maybe not here, as Ginge making a very nice attempt at defending, but no, Ginge down into P10. T9 blocking, looking for a move as well. Looking to keep it clean though at the same time. Lefrat still pushing, still trying to keep close to Professor Lenny. If he can stay within that penalty range of Professor Lenny, then he will have that, he will most definitely have a podium. We shall have to wait and see though, whether Lefrat can do that. That would be a last podium race for Lefrat then. That would be a wonderful race, but still, we have 8 laps to go. Well, just over 7 laps to go. 7 laps in a sector to go until the end of this race. So it's still all to play for, especially with the grid being separated by about 10 seconds with 10 drivers. So it's very, very close. Less than 10 seconds, actually. If I just quickly check the... Yeah, 7 seconds between the whole grid here at the moment. So still all to play for. Any mistake will take you right the way down into last. Well, any half spin or spin will take you down into last place. No big margins here at the moment. B Hill still pushing on though. Trying to catch up to Sumay. And he knows if he gets past, he could still take the win. As it stands, the game thinks that he's winning. But obviously Sumay's penalty is going to get removed because Bill hit the back of him under safety car. And so yeah. Just gonna say it again, guys, because this is a new account. Do make sure that you have followed it. Make sure you get all the notifications for when a race is. Oh, what is that? Maybe has caused so many incidents this race by spinning. He spun again, and the Real Legends hit him this time. Last time it was Mr. Koa, and this time it's his teammate, the Real Legends. Oh, and that must be pain for Real Legend there. He's got no front wing. We have another safety car, and it really is all to play for now. 9 drivers left, with only 3 not having penalties. And I'm sure... Are they going to pit again, maybe? Would you think they're going to pit again? We'll see. Rare Lines might pit. And he'll have the advantage there, and Ginge might probably pit as well. Nope. Rare Line's not pitting. Ginge is pitting, yeah. That makes sense. Ginge would most definitely pit. You keep P8 as well, because Legend has to pit. So it's a win-win situation for Ginge. Pit, get new tyres, and you don't lose any positions. Might as well. The bottom 2 pitting, everyone else staying. Oh! Oh, no! Oh, B Hill crashing out on the start-finish straight. And then Lefrat going high speed, trying to avoid him, has lost control of the car himself because he didn't realise he was there. He's lost control of the car himself and crashed out. That's 2 more drivers out. B Hill and Lefrat out of the race. 2 of the guys keeping this very, very interesting. We're down to 7 drivers. B Hill, if you could put in the chat what went on there, I'm confused. I switched on to you for a split second and suddenly there was just a crash. Ow, is your wheel disconnecting again? Right. That's a shame. Left rat will be irritated as well. Codemaster, screw both your races. But this left rat probably could have just slammed on the brakes instead of, you know, swerving at full speed. Yeah, there's a lot of safety. I think it's... People are still trying to drive the way that... People are still trying to drive the way that they did in last game, but you can't do that. You have to adapt your driving style. You have to touch the curbs less, be more careful, and also you've got to make sure that you don't. You've got to make sure that you get used to the handling as well, because obviously new handling with the new patch. You've got to make sure that you adapt yourself to that. People just aren't taking the time to do so, jumping into league racing and hoping it'll be fine. It's not how it works, guys. Not how it works, and that means that there is a lot of safety cars. We're down to 7 people left. I'd like to bring us back to earlier on in the race where I said on lap 8 that there was 5 people out, and but if it stays the same rate, there'll be 5 people left by lap 24, and we're almost there. We're almost at that stage, which is a shame. But, yeah, we're almost at that stage, and the real legend needs to hurry up. Maybe he'll get on the back of the grid here, and we'll be able to get back racing on lap 24 here. And now the only team, somehow there's still a team with both drivers, but there is a team with both drivers, and that is the Alfa Romeo team. Lenny and Blockin, they're smashing it. They really are, but now Swime, he's in the lead of the race. He knows exactly what he's got to do. And he is very, very fast. Professor Lenny, unfortunately, I don't think he's a match for him. I don't think he'll be able to keep up, because not even B-Hill could catch up, and he was second fastest man here. Chopin, yeah, literally did it just before you saw that. Where was the floor? Was it like rear floor damage or was it like side? Because I feel like it could be, it's probably partially your fault. Because driving in a slightly reckless way when you've already got it, bumping over a couple curbs that you don't need to, can cause a little bit of damage, and especially if it's already damaged. But yeah, being hit in the rear and then smacking into a wall because of it won't exactly help. Yeah. Safety car in this lap, though. Unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye once again to the beautiful safety car. But it is Swime leading off once again for lap 24 of 27. Here we go. We'll have 4 laps of racing till the end of this. 7 drivers, 4 laps. Here we go. Swime gets a pretty decent start, but not that good of a start, because Professor is right behind him. Professor Lenny catching pretty fast, but not fast enough. He's not going to catch by the end of the straight. Unfortunately, oh, that's a front wing. That is a big front wing. Whose front wing is it? Is that just a front wing from earlier that's just dancing across the track? Yeah, I think possibly you got floor... I don't know. No idea how you got that floor damage. You might have just bumped over a couple too many curbs and maybe just tapped a wall slightly, or maybe someone tapped you slightly. Give you that as well. Who knows? The real legend is catching at the moment, but Ginge, he's on the fresh set of tyres. Whoa! That was an oversteer moment and a half from HAW. He's struggling with the car today. He really is. Maybe a rear wing damage from him, but no. Oh, and the real legend spun. He's got to make sure that he just keeps it on the track, and he'll get points here. So he might as well just keep going. Keep pushing. Yeah, and it's already a second gap then between first and second. That's ridiculous. But currently, Railines will get second place, obviously, because of Professor Lenny's penalty. It will not be a double podium for Alfa Romeo, even if Blocking does get ahead of Railines. Railines needs to get a penalty here. Ginge on that fresh set of tyres isn't doing as much as I thought he would, you know. He's on 2 laps old. Everyone else on 6 or 9 lap old. It's interesting that he's just not being able to keep the pace. He qualified well, but just hasn't managed to keep the pace. Look at the position changes. Professor Lenny started in P17 after crashing out in quali. Now that is a wonderful race from him, up into P2 at the moment. Railline started in P4, up into the podium places. Second it will be, if it stays like this. C9 blocking up 9 places. The only person who's lost places is HJW because he started in P3 and has not had a consistent race at all. As Ginge gets another penalty, this race just not going well for him. There's a 7 stopper for the 7th place driver. Yeah, Swime will probably get that removed, that 5-second penalty, because he was rear-ended by Bill. It wasn't exactly his fault. So yeah, the real legend has gone for a 7 stopper. That would be a new F1 record if everyone else was to crash out here. That would be interesting. But yeah, he's technically got 6th as well at the moment because of HAW's penalties. So you know what, the real legend's not having that bad of a race at the moment. And obviously it's not been exactly great, but not too bad, as Railines will now have DRS. He activates the DRS, and will now chase down Professor Lenny. Surely we're able to make the move with that powerful DRS down the start-finish straight. Yes! He's already in the lead going down into turn 2. Already in front, sorry, not in the lead. That is Swime, very much in the lead. As Professor Lenny, though, trying to come round the outside. Once again, we're on board with him at the moment. But no, it's just not going to happen for Professor Lenny, as he has to back off and let Railines through. Blocking will be the next person trying to get past Professor Lenny here. Blocking will be pushing as hard as he can. Ginge trying to make the move. Ginge going down the inside here. No. Ginge decides against it. But now, once again, Ginge going for the move. Round the outside here into the left-hander. Yes, he makes it happen. Ginge up into P4, but he's got 9 seconds of penalties, which currently put him right the way down into P6. As the real legend actually catching up. He's got up a second since I was last talked about him. So he is flying. He is very, very fast and really making an impact here with no penalties. Could he even take the podium if he gets close enough? Now that's an interesting question. Could the real legend be on the podium after 7 pit stops if he picks up the pace here? That would be amazing. He's got 2 laps to do it. 1 lap to do it really now. So 1 lap to do it, can he? If he gets right on the back of Blocking, he definitely can. We'll have to wait and see whether he can do that. That would be very, very cool indeed. Ginge, though, trying to make a move on Lenny here. He's going to go down the inside into turn 2, maybe being forced around the outside. As they're going 3 wide! 3 wide into turn 2, surely not. They managed to somehow squeeze through as Professor Lenny takes the position up into 2nd place now. And Ginge trying to make the move on Railines, but it's just too far away. And he has to settle for the same place he entered the corner in. Yeah, he would be living up to his name if he takes a podium. He's catching so fast. He's catching a second every half a lap. Railline's got he can get 2nd place. He can get 2nd place here. The real legend is so close to this. If he catches up right onto the back of Blocking and Blocking picks up the pace a little bit, he can do this. He can truly do this. This would be amazing. This could be the most amazing story ever. But it's Railline trying to make a move on Professor Lenny here. All they're doing is holding each other up. They know they're on the same penalties. So this is for 2nd place now. As Railline trying to make a move on Lenny. But Lenny has made the move. As Ginge is going for the move on Professor Lenny now. He's got 9 seconds, but still fighting it out with these guys. And Ginge trying to make the move. Surely going to try again on Professor Lenny. Maybe. But Swime with the win. Swime takes the win of the race. And what a dominant race it was from Sume as he as Professor Lenny takes second, Rareline third. Did he get the podium? I don't know. Did he get the podium? I think he came fourth. Professor Lenny driving the day deservedly from 17th to I think second in the end. That's a wonderful display from him. No, he didn't get the podium. He was so close to the podium. He didn't quite get it. so close. But unfortunately not for him. But what a race it was from these three. But an absolutely dominant race from the Red Bull driver today. I don't know how he managed it, but he was just on the What a race it was from him to take that win. Oh, 4th place. Oh, that's so close. So close. Oh, look at the gap. The gap is 3/10. He was so close. If he didn't spin out at the end, near the end, he would have been fine. Let me quickly invite these guys to the party and get their opinion. If you have any questions you'd like to ask them, please do put them in the chat and we can have a little, and I can ask them those questions that you want to know the answers to as well. Lenny, if you could allow your voice, please, that would be perfect.
Afternoon.
Just trying to get Rarelines and Sume into the party. See if they'll do an interview as well. While they're getting in, Lenny. Oh, how are you feeling after quali? Because obviously, starting P17, not exactly the most happy thing.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the most positive coming to this. I had literally no pace. I was expecting to be like 12th. But, you know.
Let's go, Lenny!
Let's go swim!
It's a podium, mate, Lenny. How does that feel?
Mate, it's mental. Considering now I've got wing damage, I have to pit again. It's too good, mate.
Yeah. Very good race today from you. And great for Alfa Romeo as well. How does that feel? A 2nd and 5th for your team. How much did that help you out in the constructors?
That helps out quite a lot, considering I only have 2 points before this. No.
20 points overall then.
Yeah, what can I say?
Worked out perfectly for you today. The strategy worked amazingly. The racer, you just kept it clean throughout, and that really helped you out. Obviously, the airlines getting a penalty right at the end helped you out. But yeah, congratulations on that podium today. Make sure you party.
Cheers, mate.
Sume, oh, what a race! Just what a race! Start to finish, it was domination. How does that feel?
Oh man, well honestly, it felt kind of underwhelming because of the amount of safety cars. I was getting quite bored having to do a safety car restart every 3 laps, but otherwise it was pretty good. So I've got my baby crying in the background.
That's fine. That is fine. It's an incredible race from you today. Fastest lap as well. Maximum points. Obviously, B Hill as well. Not finishing the race. The man who was really fighting with you the whole race.
Yeah, it was pushing me a lot.
Yeah. How happy were you when he crashed out?
I wasn't actually that happy, to be honest. I mean, he gave me a 5-second time penalty, but
it's fine. You still won the race.
Yeah, I still won the race anyway. But no, I was pretty sad because after that I saw, you know, your boy Lenny behind me. I was like, oh, might be a bit of an easy win.
Yeah,
no,
it worked out that way for you anyway. It was an easy win in the end, and yeah, congratulations on that one. You've got the win. You got the fastest lap, and but I want to just touch on a teammate for a second. He started last.
Oh, the frick.
He made his way up. It was a possible podium, and then
yeah, it was. I saw him come up, and then I saw him DNF with Hill.
Yeah. Basically, he was trying to get out the way of Hill, who just crashed out because his wheel disconnected. So he was trying to swerve out the way, and he was going full speed at the time. So swerving out the way at full speed doesn't exactly go very well.
No,
so that's how he crashed out, unfortunately.
Oh,
So
well.
I think it would have been a double podium for you guys.
Maybe. Oh, that would have just been icing on the cake if that happened.
Yeah, I think that was a massive possibility. But congratulations on that win anyway. Fastest lap as well. That must really, really help you out. So congratulations. Live it up today.
Sweet.
And,
Cheers for commentating.
It's alright. Good luck in the next one, you two. Congratulations.
Wait, cheers, thank you.
Right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. It's thank you so much for watching. It's been a great honour to commentate this race. So May, shut up.
Sorry.
Shut up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Miss Lethal Pete for giving me company. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Make sure you do tune in on Wednesdays as well for Tier 1 and also for Tier 3 as well. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Goodbye. I'll see you in the next one.